Do you guys want blind items? What's up, you guys? I have a question out there. Do you guys want some live blind items just for fun? Pick a celebrity. I'm gonna live dive right now with blind items because I'm bored. Who do you want to hear about? What are you guys up to? Do you guys like celebrity gossip or royal gossip or political gossip? Do you guys like that kind of stuff? Because I talk strange occurrences, dark entertainment. We're not living in the Middle Ages. We're living in the Dark Ages right now, but it's like the age of Aquarius, you know, and we have the whole thing. Did you know what the word of the year is? The word of the year is demure. Did you know that? What's your favorite word? Demure. So it's the viral TikTok. Do we have any American Idol fans out there? Do you even remember any of, besides Kelly Clarkson, do we remember any American Idol winners? She's very talented, though. She's got a great voice. So, here's one about an American Idol contestant. Looks like this former Idol contestant's memoir release date might get pushed back. 3 chapters were red flagged by the publisher's legal team for revision, and his team have been going back and forth about it for at least a month. He got caught using ChatGPT back in March and said he was struggling mentally with the content and hired a co-writer after that. And that's David Archuleta. So what do they mean caught using ChatGPT? Like you're having AI write your memoir? Like, isn't that supposed to come from your heart? I'm actually writing mine, and I need to get famous enough so you guys will read it. Here's what it comes off of. So if you guys want to check out this book on Amazon, it's called Piece Over Pieces. It's an anthology of survivors of abuse. My story's in here. It's one of 14. It's a bunch of little Lifetime movies, and it's kind of the beginning of my memoir, and it's also kind of the beginning of my survival guide that I was writing. This actually showed up at my house on, I think it was my 45th birthday, like the exact day this thing came in the mail. So that was really weird. And that was, we're going on 5 years ago now for that. Amazing. The other amazing thing is I was born in 1976, a bicentennial baby, and I didn't even get to 50 years of full-on democracy. That does not sit well with me. All right. Someone pick a celebrity. Do you know who there's a ton of blind items about? Seriously, is about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. I mean, it just like rolls over. Like there's so many. Are you guys like fans of royalty? I mean, I loved Princess Diana. I watched the wedding when I was a kid. I loved her style. I actually have her black sheep sweater. So here's a blind item. I hope the ginger-haired one wasn't counting on a bunch of extra money from the new edition of his book. Literally no one wants to buy it, and that is Prince Harry. Ooh, the Unaliver actor and his wife are not in a good place right now, and he would go broke if they got divorced, though, all of that child support. Do you know who that is? Because they have 7 kids or 8 kids together. That's Alec Baldwin and Hilaria Baldwin of Boston. That's so funny. So I'm looking for more royal stuff. Let's see. Who's your favorite celebrity or least favorite celebrity? Let's see. I don't know who this is, but I like this blind item, so I'm going to read it. The frozen flavoring is not getting any good tracks, so started hooking up with a record label owner, but he didn't help her at all. For whatever reason, she has been shadow banned by the industry. It's probably because she crossed the foreign-born former A-plus list rapper who enables predators. You tell me. Oh, here's another Prince Harry one. Okay, this is actually, I like this one. Not only did Dad have to kick in money for the new home on the coast, apparently Grandma also had to kick in money. So much for being financially independent. Oh, and there were promises made that they would pay back Dad and Grandma. The illiterate one is going to hoard it for the inevitable divorce, and that is Prince Charles, or King Charles now, the late Queen Elizabeth, Harry, and Meghan. Interesting. All right, I'm going to keep going. I did read one that it's the 4th year in a row that at least the oldest child of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry has not gone trick-or-treating. And I find that weird. I mean, I understand wanting to protect your children, but like, you live in an area where everybody, you know, is worth a fortune. They're not going to go clicking pictures. I don't think people are really like that. People think that these kids do not exist. I'm not sure. I do have the juiciest tea. I go searching for it. This is like my life has become searching for juicy tea. And I'm like, let's just read some blind items right now. But I'm like, I keep reading these and there's so many. And then I go onto Reddit and I go onto Quora Digest. So it's Quora, Quora Digest. And they have some really interesting stuff about all of the royals too. What I find funny though, and I swear, and I'm not even saying this to be political, but you know, it's very conservative over in the UK. And a lot of these people in the UK, a lot of these like either they're YouTubers or, you know, their personalities over there, were rooting for Donald Trump to win the presidency to get Harry deported. Prince Harry deported, but they say they don't want him back in the UK. So I'm like, I don't get it. What do you want? Do you want him back in the UK so you could boo him and say, you know, he did mean things, or do you want him to stay here? Like, which one is it? So I find it very, very weird that, like, that's why you would, you know, want someone to win an election. So again, oh, here's another one about Meghan Markle. All that talk and the illiterate one didn't even vote. That's Meghan Markle for real. She, you know, wants to be political, this, that, and the other thing, but voting records are public. So apparently she did not vote. Here's what I think is really funny is you guys are writing nasty comments. Just chill out. Chill out. Don't take it so seriously. It's gossip. I'm bored. Here's a nice one. This has to do with the diddler. With all the attention being directed toward the singing A-list actresses because of a reboot, it's strange she continues to defend the producer wannabe rapper. And that has to do with Sean Combs, but guess who else? Kristen Chenoweth. Original Wicked. Let's do a few more. Okay, I read this one a while ago. This non-UK royal rushed through a bunch of appearances today because of a huge fight she had with her husband over new accusations of infidelity, and that is Queen Latifah. She is beautiful. What is wrong with these men? You heard about the turkeys, right? The butterball turkeys? Yeah. Okay. Here's a really incredibly interesting blind item. Tell me who you might think this is. This cable news anchor has been hooking up with her boss for the past couple of years, which is why she keeps rising so fast. He doesn't know that she's also hooking up with the boss of her boss. Who's that? Who is that? These are so much fun to read. So, let's see. Here's another, and it has to do with the streaming giant Netflix. As bad as the acting was on the new streaming reality show, the ginger-haired one, that's Prince Harry, was even worse, which is why he's barely in it. So everyone was talking about how Prince Harry wasn't in this Netflix documentary, this Polo documentary much. So they said that Netflix was disappointed, but apparently they're not disappointed. He just can't act. But he's a prince. He was not given acting lessons. I don't know. Let's see. I'm trying not to read too many crazy ones. A Monsters actor has been cheating on his girlfriend since day one of their relationship. He then forced her to sign an NDA so she can't tell anyone about it. Some of these people, I honestly don't know who they are. I read the one already about the media company hemorrhaging money, right? Listen to this one. It's so weird. So does the whole media company CEO having cameras everywhere at the office have anything to do with the sudden departure of one of their biggest stars, and why the clone was pretending to not know she will be taking over for the about-to-be departed staffer? If there is a lawsuit, it would probably bankrupt the company because they're already hemorrhaging money, but I don't understand. Who's the clone? Who's the clone? Does Rachel Maddow have a clone? Torta. Let's see. I read this one too. His brother-in-law is worth billions, so it's interesting to see the now former politician shilling himself on Cameo for $500, which is Matt Gaetz. This one I find interesting because it says this married A- list actress who has a name that would make you think foreign born is ticked off at the fruit streamer, that's Apple TV. She wanted an Oscar, and they have pulled the entire award PR budget for her latest movie. It's interesting what goes on in Hollywood and how many layers of budgets there are for everything. I read this one. This was a private one, but I'm going to read it here. So if you're lucky enough to catch it, the one named permanent A-list celebrity can say whatever she wants or use word salad to say she was not directly paid, but she got paid by the wannabe A-plus lister, and that is Oprah and Kamala Harris, because I tell you guys all the truth. And it doesn't really shock me that Oprah wanted money. Let's see. Oh, this is interesting. The former A-list singer turned A-list actress producer spent a ton of her own money to make sure her boyfriend got into the magazine issue devoted to sexy men. It was more for her than for him, and that's People's Sexiest Man Alive, Benny Blanco, and Selena Gomez. Interesting. Oh, here's an interesting one. I don't know who this is, but tell me. The one-named singer who hasn't had a hit in 5 years wants to finish dropping all the weight she lost using the shot, then rebrand herself, maybe even with a new name? Okay. Then it also says there is not one studio executive right now who wants anything to do with the foreign-born A-list singing actress. This is funny. Here's another Prince Harry. The ginger-haired one took on that new accent of his when he was trying to impress the surfer by trying to make himself seem younger. Why does everyone want to seem younger? Age is something that not everyone gets to experience. Let's see. I'm looking for a good... Oh, here we go. This one's really weird. Where's my Britney Spears fans out there? Do I have any Britney fans out there? So it says this permanent A-list singer, they put singer in quotes, but I know she sang as a child, really thinks she designed a jewelry line and it is available for sale. At first, everyone thought she was trolling, but she's serious, and that's Britney Spears. Why does Britney Spears think she has a jewelry line? Who's messing with her? No, we know who's messing with her. So, there's one about Leonardo DiCaprio trying the Hef special. That's just as bad as the turkeys. Gross. Let's see what else. The former adult star turned accuser of the producer wannabe rapper has a very tall tale of who she was trafficked to. Ask her for the details, though, and she has zero clue. It's nice to hear someone drop names, though, even if it's not true, and they are saying that's Adria English and, of course, Sean Combs. Now, the thing with blind items, take them with a grain of salt. Because, number one, they're written sometimes for the truth, but it's usually to get back at someone. Sometimes it's the celebrities themselves trying to get back at friends or frenemies. And sometimes they're trying to make themselves look better. So all of these things, you know, it's just gossip. It's harmless and it's not. But I think we need to take our minds off of some things. So if you guys have anybody you want me to look into, I'm going to do Linda McMahon on my podcast next week. Honestly, it's Thanksgiving week, and tomorrow's Thanksgiving Eve. I don't even know if I'm going to do the live, but I am putting together a Strange Occurrences now only for Spotify with some thoughts on the current world situation. Maybe I'll put it on YouTube. It's kind of conspiracy theory-ish. I'm just having fun with my own conspiracy theories, but I don't want you to take it like totally seriously. Oh, here's a good one. This is from 2020, because we heard Oasis was making a comeback, the foreign-born A-list group that no longer exists because family members can't get along. Didn't like the opening act they had one night, so they destroyed all the instruments between sound check and the show, and the group couldn't play. That's Oasis. Oh my God, that was a champagne supernova in the sky. Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide. You want to hear one about Kanye? There we go. This one got me. Several years ago, this celebrity was placed in a mental hospital. Certain people in the life of the celebrity wanted electroshock therapy used, and they argued for it, but ultimately lost their argument. And remember, Kanye called Kris Jenner Kris Jong-un. I'm still fucking laughing. I'm still laughing about it. It's so funny. Oh my God. Let's see, what else? Oh, here's a really funny one, because you know I love talking about UFOs, right? So July 24th, 2020, so this is like around 4 years ago, After his remarks several months ago, this former A-plus list politician was forced to sign multiple documents telling him to zip it. He didn't, so yesterday's visit from the government was not as pleasant, and no one is paying attention to the correction anyway, and that is Senator Harry Reid and the existence of UFOs, but the Pentagon just told us that they exist. Oh my gosh. Let's see. I'm going to find one more really, really, really good one. I told you when the former Bird CEO and the permanent A-list rapper started a company together that it was going to end up a horrible mess. It's even worse than anyone suspected. People will be going to jail when the dust settles on this one, and that's Jack Dorsey and Jay-Z. Does that have to do with Blue Sky? I'm going to look this up right now. I'm doing a live dive. All right, let's see. So this is from SF Gate, San Francisco Gate. Judge calls out Jack Dorsey's terrible business move with Jay-Z. Jack Dorsey's block had a right to make terrible business move with Jay-Z, a judge rules. Jack Dorsey just got the ultimate backhanded compliment after a police pensions plan with stock in the payments company Block took Dorsey and the rest of the board to court over its purchase of Jay-Z's Tidal music platform. A Delaware judge ruled in Block's favor Tuesday, but didn't spare the billionaire Twitter founder's feelings. This was from May 10th, 2023, by the way, so this was just over a year ago. Chancellor Kathleen McCormick wrote that the music platform was failing financially, losing major contracts, and facing an ongoing criminal investigation, all of which Block's board knew, but still went ahead with the deal. It seemed by all accounts a terrible business decision, McCormick wrote. Under Delaware law, however, Delaware's shady, by the way, that's where Archwell is. They have their taxes and their, that's the state that they are incorporated in. And I did my businesses incorporated in New York State, to keep the taxes here. But there are people that open businesses in Delaware because it's something to do with the tax laws. So, under Delaware law, however, a board comprised of a majority of disinterested and independent directors is free to make a terrible business decision without any meaningful threat of liability so long as the directors approve the action is in good faith. A few lines later, McCormick dismissed the plaintiff's case while the judge agreed that Jay-Z, whose legal name is Sean Carter, and Dorsey's decision-making didn't pass muster. The pension plan's legal team had failed to impugn the other Block directors. This decision marks a win for the formerly San Francisco-based payments company. The lawsuit was filed in January of 2022 by Florida's City of Coral Springs police officers' pension plan. That's really interesting, which challenged Block's Tidal acquisition as a breach of fiduciary duty. The pension plan holds stock in Block, which also owns Cash App, Square, and Afterpay. So pensions and Afterpay, interesting. McCormick, who presided over the Twitter lawsuit that forced Elon Musk to buy the San Francisco-based social media company, leads the corporate litigating Chancery Court of Delaware. She included in her Tuesday decision that the wild story of the Tidal acquisition, part business move, part celebrity, part friendship. Dorsey and Carter were reportedly hanging out with their families in New York's affluent Hampton regions in August of 2020, back when the Block CEO hopped on board a meeting via video conference. He suggested the company expand into the music business by purchasing Tidal, the troubled music platform publicly promoted, and over a quarter of it was owned by Carter. So that is some interesting stuff. Block formed a committee to review the potential purchase. It didn't look good. The music market had been almost completely consumed by Spotify, Apple, Amazon. Carter had loaned Tidal 50 million, 50 million. The Norwegian government was investigating the platform for withholding royalties, and Tidal was losing relationships with labels and prominent artists, but the acquisition had Dorsey's support. Block entered a term sheet to buy a majority interest in the music firm in late 2020. Dorsey and Carter were spotted together in Hawaii a few days later. The company closed the deal the following April, buying 86.23% of Tidal for a total of $237.3 million. Almost $200 million of which was reportedly marked as goodwill in accounting. Carter became the 12th member of Block's board. The rapper and tech founder pals have also collaborated on Bitcoin initiatives. In 2021, they created an endowment fund, Bitcoin development in Africa and India, and they followed it up with Bitcoin Academy in 2022 for the public housing development where Carter grew up in Brooklyn. So that is pretty interesting. I didn't know anything about that, but it makes sense, and that gives you a reason as to why Elon Musk actually owns Twitter now. You can thank Delaware. All right, you guys, I am going to check out. I will be reposting clips of this, and do me a favor, please follow along here on YouTube and on Spotify. I will talk to you guys soon. On YouTube and on Spotify. I will talk to you guys soon. Rock on, people, rock on.